Yes, Asian, but Asians are lost.
No,
So,
actually, Asians are being discriminated against, including Indians, South Asians, and East Asians, like Japanese Koreans. Care to guess which group, which makes up 1.7% of the U.S. population and less than 3% of top performing high school students, currently is taking up 67% of the Harvard graduate student seats?
original, yes.
Begins with a J.
J.
Jews.
Yeah.
Interesting, isn't it? Now, according to Hillel, have you heard of Hillel?
No.
Now, I myself am in the 98th percentile for intelligence in the country. The Marine Corps tested me. I tried to get into Phillips Exeter Academy. I was going for those elite schools, right? You know Phillips Exeter? On the East Coast, it's like the Harvard of high schools. Now, this minority is less than 3% of top performing high school students. They're 1.7% of the population of the country. And their student organization, which is called Hillel, it's the student organization for Jews, brags that they're 67% of the seats at Harvard Graduate School. Now, have you applied to any elite universities in this country?
No, but I tried like Berkeley.
Berkeley, a good school.
Yeah,
My,
yeah,
wife,
it's like lower than one step lower than Ivy League.
my wife got in for computer science.
I
Great
tried
school.
for
Oh, well, good on you. Yeah, I'm a network engineer. I program in C++. Now, I'm a presidential candidate, and I'm fed up with supremacism. I want equal rights for people seeking admissions to top universities. I'm going to tell you something else that's going to shock you. So, whites are the majority of this country, right? European whites.
Yeah.
We're 70% of top performing high school students. Now, you know what percentage of the incoming class of Harvard undergraduate school, the freshman class of 2017, was made up of whites? Now, 70% of top performing high school students. You'd guess 70% of the freshmen at Harvard, right? Guess what percentage my people made up at Harvard last year of the incoming freshman class?
30. Even more. 5%.
12. Now, do you know what percentage of Harvard undergraduate school, freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and seniors, is made up of ethnic Jews according to the Jewish student organization Hillel?
You said 70.
No, that's graduate school,
Okay.
67%. Guess what percentage of the undergraduate school is Jewish?
I would guess like even more because
No,
last
no.
week.
Only 25%.
How come?
But well, do you know Elena Kagan, the Jewish Supreme Court Justice? She was the head of Harvard Law School, and she hired almost exclusively Jews in the Harvard Law School department. Now, Jews aren't some magical people that have all the brains, right?
That's what.
So they're 25% of the undergraduate and 67% of the graduate students at Harvard. And this is typical across all Ivy League universities, the places we're trying to get into, with our IT backgrounds, trying to get that good job, COO of a company or something. I'm going to tell you one thing. Guess what all of the newspaper articles have been saying about Harvard's graduate and undergraduate school? They're calling it white supremacist because Jews call themselves white. Now, as a white man, I'm getting fucked pretty hard, so I get blamed for everything that's ever been done wrong in the West, and my children get discriminated against trying to get into good schools. I call that a fist right up my asshole.
Yeah, I mean, it's just children based on this.
Now, I've got some more important information for you. Now, the largest genocide in history at the time happened in the 1920s and 30s. 25 to 30 million people were killed because of their religious beliefs and their ethnic membership. Care to guess where this was? The 20s and 30s. That was the 30s and 40s. So 20s and 30s, largest genocide in history at the time. 25 to 30 million people were killed because of their religious beliefs and their ethnic membership. Guess where this was? One more guess. The Soviet Union. Do you know what percentage of the Soviet government was composed of ethnic Jews? Care to guess? They were 1% of the Russian population and the Soviet population. Guess what percentage of the Soviet government in the 20s and 1930s, during the time of the greatest genocide in history at the time, was composed of Jews. 85%. 60% of those Jews were from the United States. Now, the interesting thing here is, you know the man who led the Red Army? His name was Trotsky, right? You know what his real name was at birth? Bronstein, a Jew. Guess where he came from to lead the Russian Revolution? New York City. You never heard this in school, did you? You learned all about white supremacism, right? Now, here's an interesting fact. European whites, guess what percentage of us, my people, owned African slaves before the Civil War? This is according to the U.S. Census and the Jewish World Encyclopedia. Guess what percentage of whites that weren't Jewish owned African slaves before the Civil War?
How come I didn't hear about any of this?
My name's Patrick Little. I'm running for U.S. presidency. I just ran against Dianne Feinstein in California. I beat 20 candidates. You know how much I spent on my campaign? $7,000. I beat 20 candidates. Now, let's go back to my last question.
What is that? Something about Africa?
About what?
African?
Yeah, guess what percentage of white, non-Jewish whites owned slaves before the Civil War? Out of 100, how many of them owned slaves? Nope. Less. You just guessed 2.
0?
0.8% of whites in this country before the U.S. Civil War owned slaves. Now, you know what percentage of Jews owned slaves in this country before the Civil War? 40%. That makes Jews 50 times more likely to own African slaves before the Civil War. Now, have you seen all these Jewish movies with crosses and stuff on their chests, crucifix hanging from their neck, go around doing horrible things to black people? Lots of Jewish movies, right? Amistad. All these Spielberg, who's a Jew, casting white Christians as these evil men, right? The Jews always cry out in pain as they stab you. It's a Polish saying. So, Jews were 50 times more likely to own African slaves than whites before the Civil War. But in all of the movies in Jewish-controlled Hollywood, white Christians were running the slave trade. My name's Patrick Little. I'm a white man. I'm running for U.S. president. I believe in equal rights for everyone. I want to stop Jewish supremacism. I want to increase admittance rates for non-Jews into Harvard, Yale, Cornell, all those Ivy League. Can I count on your vote in 2020?
Actually, I'm not able to vote yet.
Oh, well, if you can in 2020. My name is Patrick Little. I'm a civil rights advocate. I'm running as a Democrat.
Thank you.
And I'm against Jewish control of this country and our institutions.
All right, thank you.
If you have any interest, questions,
Little, right?
yeah, pat@littlerevolution.us.
Okay, I'll look your video.
Yeah, if you look me up on Google, they just call me a Nazi. Send me an email.
Thank
you. All right, let's keep on naming the Jew. Come on. Go ahead. All right. So we're offline, right? Good evening, gentlemen. Can you guess which country was the first to outlaw criticism of Jews? No. Any guesses what the first country to outlaw criticism of Jews was? We're going to keep going. Good evening, sir. We're here to guess which was the first country to outlaw criticism of Jews.
No idea.
Soviet Union. Guess what percentage of their government was comprised of Jews at the time? 85%. All right. We keep naming the Jew here. Cigarettes. All right. Let's do this. Oh, good evening, gentlemen. My name is Patrick Little. Good evening, gentlemen. My name is Patrick Little. Do me a little trivia.
Oh, are you
of the U.S. Congress and Senate as dual citizens of their country.
Which country?
Has 8%
8%.
of U.S. senators and congressmen have dual citizenship with this country.
Wow. California?
No, which country?
Oh, which country?
Yeah.
Mexico.
Nope.
Colombia?
Nope. Citizens of both this country and the United States serving in the U.S. Senate and Congress. 8%.
Virgin Islands?
Israel.
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 That's a no-brainer, probably.
Now, can I tell you one other thing? Do you know what percentage of the Supreme Court is ethnically Jewish? Probably 80.
What's wrong with that? Excuse me, what's wrong with that, though?
Simple. They pass laws against all non-Jews. So, let me give you another example here. The largest genocide committed in history at the time, in the 1920s and 30s, was committed by a Jewish-controlled government. Jews were 85% of the Soviet Union's government.
Hey, what's up, buddy? How are you?
How you doing? Sir, good evening.
How you doing, sir?
So, 25 to 30 million white Christians were killed in the Jewish government of the Soviet Union. You ever heard about this in school?
I'm actually Jewish myself.
Oh, really? Did you hear about this in school?
No, but I wish I was a little more. I wish I was. It was in my blood a little bit more. See, I'm a Jewish, but I'm not a Jew. So I gambled all my money off. So now I'm just trying to think. If I was a little bit more Jewish, I might have saved my money.
You're ethnically Jewish.
I'm ethnically. I wish my character was more Jewish. Either way, I hope to win.
Thank you.
All right.
We got it, man.
Have a good night, guys.
Running late.
That dude was not Jewish.
Yeah, fuck that.
Care to guess which was the first country in history to outlaw criticism of All right. Good evening, folks. My name is Patrick Little. I'm on the live stream this evening.
We met.
Oh, all right. Well, carry on then. Oh. Good evening, ladies. My name is Patrick Little. I'm doing a little live stream tonight. Do you have a moment to speak? All right. Well, I got one quick one before we part ways here. Guess which ethnic group was 40% slaveholders before the U.S. Civil War? Jews. Now, do you know what percentage of non-Jewish whites owned slaves before the Civil War in this country? Less than 1%. They don't teach you that in history class. Yeah, Jews have traditionally been slavers. Yeah, they put people in chains. That's what they do. Yeah, they did it to the Egyptians too. The Egyptians are people. All right. Have a good night, ladies. All right. A little confused, but moving on. Oh, just a moment. Hey, get a good view of that. Sir, do you care to guess which was the first country in history to outlaw criticism of Jews? The Soviet Union. Do you know what percentage of the government at the time was comprised of by Jews? 85, very close. My name is Patrick Little. I'm running for U.S. President in 2020. I'm running as a Democrat. I'm against supremacism.
Sir, I don't live here. I cannot.
What country are you from, sir? Switzerland. Oh, cool. And what brings you to the States?
Sorry?
What brings you here? You on vacation?
Holidays. You see good.
Well, enjoy your stay here in this Jewish-controlled country.
Good luck to you.
No, thank you.
I can't speak English.
All right, well, enjoy your stay.
You too.
All right. guess which country was the first to outlaw criticism of food? Keep going. When you fail to name the Jew to someone, you go to the next person and you name the Jew harder. Good evening, folks. My name is Patrick Little. I'm doing a live stream today. Would you like to speak? Well, let's get the Bellagio in the background here. You want to lose your money in a Jewish rig operation? Go to the Bellagio. Let's get over there. There are a lot of people. Gentlemen, I'm talking about the legacy of slavery in this country. Okay? Would you like to appear on the live stream? All right. Good evening, ma'am. I'm doing a live stream tonight. Would you care to appear on it? Okay. Have a good day. My name's Patrick Little. I'm doing a live stream tonight. Would you like to appear on it? Yeah. We're going to keep going.
We have a question, Pat.
What's that?
They want to know if you can recommend any other books than Duke or McDonald to get a goy to learn about the Jew.
George Lincoln Rockwell, This Time the World, and remember that Khazar theory has been disproven when you read it. So he fell for that, so did the Duke, but the Duke, he saw the facts and the genetic tests that Dr. Kevin McDonald referenced, and so if you just take the grain of salt with that book, that Khazar theory has been disproven, read George Lincoln Rockwell's This Time the World and White Power. Also, same disclaimer applied to Andy Hitchcock, Synagogue of Satan. It's chronological, a history of Jewish crimes against humanity. I'm doing a live stream. Would you like to appear tonight?
No, thank you.
Somebody's asking, Pat, what proof do you have that the Russian mob is Jewish?
Email me at pat@littlerevolution.us asking that question. I'll give you the links.
Yeah, no, but I realized like big picture is too much.
I mean,
It's
I
not
think
fun.
that really.
Evening, sir. How you doing? Would you like to appear on a live stream? I'm doing a YouTube thing for money. Oh, my name's Patrick Little. I'm running for U.S. President here in 2020. My camera's right here. I got some questions for you. All right. You hear a lot about white supremacism in the news, right?
Right.
Now, if I were to tell you that 67% of the Harvard graduate students were ethnically Jewish, and that whites were over 70% of top-performing high school students that only made up 12% of the incoming freshman class at Harvard in 2017, what if I were to tell you that that shows that there's Jewish supremacism and not white supremacism?
Makes sense.
What if I were to tell you that this government and our media is completely controlled by Jewish supremacists? You know about the Iraq War, right? The weapons of mass destruction we never found? all those guys in uniform that got dead and traumatic brain injuries and all that heavy shit that happened over there to our casualties, to our. Well, what if I were to tell you that the reason we went into the Iraq War was based on faulty Israeli intelligence that they intentionally falsified to get us to attack and destabilize a regional resource competitor, Iraq? So they told us on the news, Bush and Blair and all those coalition partners, that there were all these weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, right? They never found a single one. We were offering $11 million as a reward to any civilian that can point us to these weapons of mass destruction. After we defeated Saddam's army, we didn't find a single one. People had every motivation in the world to show up to us without $11 million that would have gotten paid out. We destabilized the largest tank army in the Middle East so that Israel no longer had to fear a regional competitor. We lost millions of people, civilians, in Iraq to the embargo and to the civilian collateral damage, and we lost dozens of thousands of troops as casualties and hundreds of thousands with traumatic brain injuries over there. Also, Israel could get what it wanted with its foreign policy. Pretty crazy, huh?
Crazy.
Do you know what the largest lobby in this country's government is in D.C.? It's a lobby for a foreign government. You care to guess which one that is? The Israeli lobby. Now, you know what Israeli snipers do in the Middle East when they come across a pregnant Arab woman, a pregnant Palestinian woman. They shoot her in the belly. I can show you pictures if you'd like to see them, where Israeli snipers wear a shirt that says in Hebrew, 1 shot, 2 kills, with a picture of a pregnant Palestinian woman with a sniper's target over her womb. Keep in mind, 40% of Palestinians are Christians, Orthodox Christians. Crazy, huh? Yeah. It's the truth. I'm running for U.S. president as a Democrat in 2020. I'd like to ask for your vote to help me defeat Jewish supremacism. I'm a Marine Corps veteran of Afghanistan. Put this country first. I'm not accepting any money from any corporations or lobbies. Can I count on your vote in 2020, sir? Sure. Thank you. That's a vote.
Sorry.
You want a cigarette?
Yeah, I do want a cigarette.
Hey, Tex, how you doing tonight? My name's Patrick Little. I'm doing a live stream. How are you?
Oh shit! What's up? I'm from Austin, Texas. I don't like this guy already, but do you got a lighter?
Yeah, I do.
What's the live stream, man?
Well, I'm running for U.S. president in 2020.
Shut the fuck up.
Yes, sir.
Hey, free cigarettes for the world, I'll vote for you.
Well, what I would like to do,
What's your view on cocaine?
I don't think children should have access to it.
Well, I'm only 16 and you just give me a cigarette, dude.
Nice side chops. Dude was obviously not 16. Anyhow.
We only got like 10% battery left, by the way.
Oh, well, let's shut it down. We're going to lose the comment section if we don't shut it down before we run out of batteries. So let's go ahead and properly end the stream so we don't lose the comments. Have a good night. Vote Little in 2020.